Hello students, welcome to my class again. Now we will start our next chapter, chapter 2, sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Okay. First of all, we should know about flower. In this chapter, we should know about flower. Okay. So flower is if we define flower, then the proper definition of flower is a highly modified shoot, okay, which is very essential for sexual reproduction. Okay. In class 11th, we have studied about angiosperm and gymnosperm plants. Okay, you remember that? Okay, gymnosperm plants which have not flower. Okay, but in angiosperm plant there are flower in this whole group. Okay, so flowering plants are kept in the group of angiosperm. Okay, angiosperm has a specialty to grow flowers. Okay, so flower is a very highly modified shoot which is very essential for sexual reproduction. Okay, now here is a diagram of a flower. Okay, first one is the connection of a flower with the stem. Connection of a flower with the stem is called pedicel. Okay, the connection between stem and flower is called pedicel. Okay, at the base of the pedicel there is a small leaf-like structure which is called bract. Some flower has bract but some has not. Okay, the bract bearing flowers are called bracteate, and which has not, those are called ebracteate. Okay, so here is a presence of bract, so this is a bracteate flower. Okay, after the pedicel there is a swallowing part which is called thalamus. Okay, after thalamus there is a small again leaf-like, green leaf-like structure. These are called calyx. Okay, after calyx there are some colored structures. These are called corolla. Okay, after that there are two types of structure there. One is male structure and the second one is female structure. The male structure is called androecium. These are androecium. And the female structure is called gynoecium. Okay, so if we can divide a flower in whorls, so we can say that a flower has 4 whorls. Okay, first one is calyx, second one is corolla, third one is androecium, and the fourth one is gynoecium. Okay, calyx. Here is a flower in my hand. Okay, you can see. Okay, this is a flower of hibiscus. Okay, if we can okay, the flower has 4 whorls. Okay, you can see this. Okay, first whorl is green, outer whorl, that is called calyx. Okay, second one is colored part, these are called corolla. Third one is the male part. Okay, you can see this, these male parts are called androecium, and last one is here some broad roof-like structure, these are called gynoecium. These are male part and the last one is female part. Male part is called androecium and the last female part is called gynoecium. Okay, so a flower has 4 whorls: calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Okay, if collectively we call, so we call this is calyx, but separately we call this sepals. Okay, if the calyx is separately studied, then this is called sepals, and corolla. Combinedly we call this colored part corolla, but separately separately we call this a petal. Okay, so next there is a group of male parts. Okay, this group is called androecium, but if we separately studied it, then it is called stamen. Okay, same that female part, if collectively we call this gynoecium, but separately we call it a carpel. Okay, so a flower has 4 whorls: calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Separately we can call this sepals, petals, stamens and carpels. Okay, now we can see here male male sex part and female sex part. Okay, the male part has 2 subparts. Upper swallowing part is called anther and the stalk is called stamen. Okay, anther produce male gametes, pollen grains. Here pollen grains are produced. When the anther is matured, the anther bursts and pollen grains come out from the anther and starts pollination process. Okay, second one is stamen, which attached anther into the flower. Okay, here the female sex organ, it has 3 parts. Okay, stigma, style and ovary. Okay, lower swallowing part is called ovary, where female gametes, eggs are produced. The stalk is called style and the upper broad area is called stigma. Stigma is a broad area and it has some sticky substances which helps in pollination process. Okay, when the pollen grains are matured and burst out from anther into outside, then they come into contact with the stigma. Okay, here is some sticky substance, okay, which sticks pollen grains in the upper surface of stigma, and this sticky substance helps in the process of in the formation of pollen tube. Okay, so this is a flower and the part of a flower. Okay. Okay, it's all for today. Okay, and we will start our next topic next day.